Hello everybody, and I hope you're having a fantastic day, and in this video I'm going to show you how to play smart with your cost and actually bump up your gear score, or at least the majority of you that don't know this already. Okay, so usually this is the same mistake I made when I first started out. I wouldn't say this is guild exclusive, but I only had enough energy to really go over this with my guild. Now I'll actually post this on YouTube since it's come to that time where I need to actually stop stretching out my cost and start being more flexible with my cost and getting more gear score that way. Okay, so the number one mistake I feel like everybody made, especially me, I've made this mistake. I've seen some guildmates make this mistake, so I feel like a lot of people make this mistake. People make common mistakes like this on games because that's usually how at least older games used to work or something like that. So anyways, it was a niche back then, so it's a common mistake people make. They stretch their costs. They try to add as many reasonable amounts of cost gear and just add multiple of those. And let me tell you, that is actually the wrong way how to do it, and that's actually going to hurt your gear score. You want to utilize your cost. You want to be as flexible as you can. Stretching your cost isn't recommended, so I'm going to show you what I do, what you should probably do with your cost, because if you do this and you do have the right gear, you will bump up your gear score even more. And let me show you an example of how this is supported. Okay, so I'm going to show you the difference between a 33 cost max infuse and a 36 cost max infuse. Okay, so a lot of you thinking, okay, 30 cost should be good. If I add as much 30 cost as I can to my sub slots, I should be good and I'm getting a lot of gear score. I want to prove you wrong on that, and right here I'm going to show you 33 cost versus 36 cost. That is, I think, a 20k difference in gear score, and it's only 3 costs apart. 20k difference. If you add a 30 cost, look at this, 30 costs don't even have a 20, they don't even have 20k. They're barely even at 10k, I think. This is barely at 10k. Oh yeah, this is barely at 10k, and this is infused once, my bad. It's not even at 10k. And it's 0 infusions. So right there, there's a huge difference in cost right there, as you can see right off the bat. So I'm going to switch to what I had before. I actually forgot what I had before, so it may take a second for me to find out what I had. Never mind, it's right there. Okay, so I'm switching back to what I had before. I am at, as you can see, my cost is completely stretched, and that's not something I like doing, especially considering I have pretty dang low cost right here. You can see I got a 33 cost right here, 32 cost, and another 33 cost sitting in the back. Now sure, these are art ofs, but I actually have other art ofs I can replace these with. Got a couple 36s, but it's looking pretty solid here. 36s and 37s are usually what you want to get around. 35s are my highest cost bows. I'm trying to bump up my attack. Archers are usually going to be more DPS and a lot more squishy, so that means they're going to take more damage. So that's reasonable. And same for my monsters, all DPS orientated, so I'm not going to mess with those. I'm really only going to look at my armors. And here's my weak points. I'm rocking 3 233s and 132. That right there is an issue because I showed you the difference between gear score. So, well, the difference between stats of higher cost stuff now, like 37, 36 cost stuff, between like versus a 33 cost stuff. So, I'm going to show you one more time my gear score, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to actually take off an armor piece, switch some things around, and I'm going to show you a higher gear score by the end of this video. So, you ready? Let's get to it. Okay, so like said, the first thing I noticed, I got 37s and 36s in my arsenal waiting for me. 37 right here, 37 right there, 37 right there. Got 37s, 36s, I got 36 right here. Got 37s and 36s waiting for me on my arsenal. I'm rocking 33s, so that's the first issue I see. So what I'm going to do, I already stretched out my cost, is I'm going to actually, I prefer to switch this around. I know this is a reflection reduction. I'll use this when needed. But I'm trying to gear score flex, so I'm actually going to switch this. I'm going to take off 32 cost, right? This may take a second. I gotta do this manually. Yes, I'm using the potion, and yes, it's at 10 hours, so that kind of sucks, but okay, so I'm going to take off 32 costs. So right there, you see my reflection reduction armor is gone. I got 32 costs to spare, 32 costs to use, and just to mess with completely. So let's get to this. Okay, so the first thing I'm actually going to do is I'm going to add some of that cost back to my armor, about 5. right there. And then I'm going to switch out my physical art of this one for my 37 cost one. Right there, that is an 11k gear score increase right there. So if you actually look, I'm not exactly at the amount I was before, but I'm actually getting there, even though I just took off a 4 infused 32 cost armor. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see what I have, see what I want to put on and stuff like that. I want to take this off. This is an opening. I don't care for those. I'm going to switch it for an art of a better skill to use. And I personally don't have, I do have 36s, right, but I don't really care for these. And I got a 37 that's going to, the weird thing about these right here is you actually pay attention to these, right? I'm going to show you right here, 37 versus 37. Some reason these are both 37 costs, but the art ofs from that step up spawn have higher gear score. It's very, very weird. So I'm going to use those, considering I like both the skill and the fact that they have higher gear score. I can gear score flex a lot more. So what I'm going to do, that's really bad because I gotta go to guild battle. So I'm gonna wrap this up. Is I'm going to take, I have another helmet, so I'm going to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of, I'm going to take pretty much the 33 cost. I'm going to replace the 33 cost right here. As you can see, going to take all that, going to put it all on here, or most of it in here at least. Here we go, 37 cost right here, and then I'm going to replace that with, if I could find it anywhere in the near future, this right here. And as you check right here, my gear score is even higher than it was before, even though I took off an armor piece. So make sure you utilize, check what you have, check to see if you could get more gear score off of it. Utilize your cost, don't stretch out your cost. I legitimately just took away an armor piece and now I got more gear score than I did before by 10k. So that's all for this video. Thank you for tuning in, thank you for watching, and I hope this helped out. This is the Azrath, and I'll catch you in the next video. I'm out. Peace.